Your local library is a hub of activity year-round, but more so as the spring and summer really heats up. With me today, Corey Fahrenkopf from Sturgis Library. You've got some pretty cool events coming up for the month of May.
Thanks, Paula, and thank you for having me today. This is awesome. We love when you come out to Sturgis Library. I've got three major events I want to talk about. So the first is we've got our 2019 seed drive, which a lot of libraries around the Cape have seed libraries. So patrons from the library can come in, they can donate seeds, they can pick up seeds. So if you're looking to grow tomatoes or grow beans, you can come here and grab a packet for free and plant them, and ideally it's a good way to start your garden. But the seed drive is basically we're looking for people in the community who may have extra seeds from last year's harvest, or may have bought a bunch of seeds and don't have enough space to plant them all, or for any reason you have extra seeds. We're looking for donations so that we can really get this program up and going. So that's our seed drive.
And what's the benefit of that for the library? People coming in and donating seeds and getting seeds. How did the library get involved with something like that? It seems kind of off the realm of what you do.
I guess the way that the library benefits from it is it gets more foot traffic in the door. People would hopefully take up more books on gardening, on farming, on seed storage and stuff like that. But more so, it's important for the community. It's not really we don't do a program like that with the thought of how can this benefit the library? It's more of what does our community need? What are they searching for? How are they not getting this sort of content or this sort of program from other sources? Right. And libraries are kind of looked at as a community center these days, more than just a place that lends books. So that's kind of the role we're playing there.
Fantastic. What else you got coming up?
What else we got? We got the best named program so far. It's My Birdseed Brings All the Birds to the Yard, attracting native birds on Cape Cod. It's Tuesday, May 14th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. So once again, it's May 14th at 6:30. So Stephanie Ellis from Wildcare is going to come in and talk all things birds, mostly about how to attract native birds and migratory birds to your yard, how to plant native plants in order to support them, looking into what kind of trees produce berries or produce nuts or produce thistle, I guess, for certain types of birds, how to plant them in your yard, how to sustain this environment that will attract birds, because having feeders is awesome and that'll attract birds, but a lot of migratory birds will be much more excited to come into your yard and be like, ooh, you got a wild black cherry. I like eating those. So she'll talk about that. She's going to talk about, yes, bird feeders, what different types of seeds birds like, creating home space for birds because they really need nesting areas. She's also going to talk about how to identify fledgling birds that might have fallen out of a nest and who to call when you see that. And also caution you away from approaching certain birds if you see them. So you're going to get a very wide view of all this sort of stuff. And she's bringing Nickerson, the one-eyed owl, to hang out with us for the day. I think he's a screech owl. He's an eastern screech owl. So there will be a live owl at this program if that entices you. I'm insanely excited that we're going to have an owl hanging out with us.
That and the last program that you have, I find fascinating. It's a little out there, but ancient farming?
Yes. So the next program we're going to talk about is called The Lost Secrets of Ancient Farming Culture. It's a history/folklore lecture by Ben Gagnon. It's going to be Tuesday, May 21st at 6:30 p.m. So Ben Gagnon is an award-winning journalist. He's been studying this for years, and he's writing a book about it now. But he's basically going to be talking about how all around the world, there are tons of famous religious and cultural sites. You look at Stonehenge or different areas in South America. And he studied the migratory patterns of birds and figured that almost all of these major religious and historical sites are connected by bird flyover.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of looking at the seeds that birds essentially brought from different areas and how that changed the crops and changed the flora and fauna of different areas. How people of the time worshiped the birds, thought they were, I don't know if I want to call them supernatural beings or messengers of gods or spirits or the souls of spirits, and how they basically formed certain parts of their culture around that idea, and how their different farming practices kind of worked in sync with that. So that'll be exciting. I'm all about like the history folklore lectures.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fascinating. How can people get more information about all the events that you have here?
So many ways. So you can go to our Facebook. If you follow us on Facebook, we have a calendar on there that'll tell you everything. If you go to our website, sturgislibrary.org, there's a calendar tab. You can see month by month what's coming up. You can join our newsletter. So if you're at sturgislibrary.org, there's a link on the far right side of the homepage that says, sign me up for the newsletter. So we'll tell you all about the programs that are coming up. We'll tell you all about the different fundraisers, the different artists who are displaying this month, the new books that are hitting shelves. We also have our Instagram. I do a little bit of tweeting about it. There are many ways in which you can find the programs at Sturgis Library. So
That's fantastic.
yeah,
Well, here's to a busy season.
hopefully. Thank you very much, Paula.
Excellent. Thanks, Corey.